The latest release of VS Code is here, and it is packed full of new features to help streamline your work and boost your productivity. So let's go ahead and take a look. Now, when you're in plan mode or just working with an agent, the agent can now use the Ask Questions tool to ask clarifying questions during chat conversations. It presents one or more directly in the chat with single or multi-select options, free text input, and recommended answers highlighted for quick decisions. This is an experimental feature, and to enable it, just go to Settings and search for Chat Ask Questions. Also in this release, VS Code has added support for MCP apps, which now means that your favorite MCP servers can now present a rich interactive user interface. So for example, without it, if I want to ask chat to sort these tasks, it will take a guess at what it thinks is important to me. And in fact, in this case, it gives me several options. But instead of me having to go back and forth in the chat, it would be nice for it to just give me a UI with the options, and then I can just order it to my pleasing. So right over here is MCP Apps Playground that I cloned, which gave me access to several tools. Particularly right over here, MCP Apps Playground. And one of them, list sort, is what we're going to invoke. So now that I have it running, I'm going to enter in the same command to sort these tasks by priority. And it gives me this UI now so that I can drag up or drag down different items, which is a lot quicker than having to type to tell the chat what order that I want my tasks in. Agent skills are now enabled by default. Skills provide the AI specialized capabilities you define. So for example, I have defined one here to convert Markdown to HTML. And to run it, in my case, just ask chat, convert the README to HTML. We can then take a peek at the README Markdown, and boom, right there it created the HTML, which we can peek at also. To create a skill, all you need to do is click on the gear icon and choose skills, and from there just choose new skill, and you can indicate the location to create the skill, give it a lowercase name, and then go ahead and define it. Now I'll delete this since I already have one for converting Markdown to HTML, but also know that within settings, by entering skills, you have the option to define multiple locations where your skills are loaded from. And right below is where it's checked by default that skills are enabled. Sub-agents can now run in parallel, which can significantly speed up tasks that can be split into independent tasks. To provide more visibility into what the different sub-agents are doing, the chat conversation now shows details such as what tasks it's doing, the custom agent used for the sub-agent, and whichever tool is currently used. You can expand the chat information to show the full details of what's going on, including the full initial prompt it was provided with and the results it returned. In my scenario, I asked it to find duplicate patterns, identify unused exports and dead code, review error handling consistency, and to check for security vulnerabilities, and then to compile the findings into a prioritized action plan. And here are the results. For more on this topic, check out this episode of VS Code Insiders podcast here. You are now able to select a bracket and string content with a simple double click. So for example, if I highlight right over here, this opening curly brace, it immediately highlights the content within there. And the same thing would happen if I come over here with this opening bracket, which allows me to quickly highlight its content. Small but powerful. VS Code now has a new integrated browser that you can access from the command palette by entering browser, open integrated browser. So from here, I can enter in a URL, such as for my README, and I could choose to add an element to the chat for context. So if I wanted to have the chat have focus on the title here, features, it immediately added a screenshot, and then I could ask whatever questions I want related to it. And under the ellipses, there's even a section here for developer tools to use like you've done in the past and manipulate variables. But what's even cooler, We can now log on to sites that require authentication, even if we're dealing with two-factor. And also with this release, you can now use Claude and Codex with your local or cloud agents, all with the same GitHub Copilot subscription. But there's so much more, so definitely check out the release notes. So those were some of my favorite features from this release note. Let me know what some of yours were in the comments. And also make sure you check out this video here too.